A shadow streaks across the Fenrisian sky as Arjak tells the Kingsguard to alert Grimnar of the arrival of Abaddon's mouthpiece. He picks up his massive hammer and he heads out towards a clearing near a forest. A whistling noise gets louder and louder as the Space Wolf turns around and he grabs the Hellspear.
You will not desecrate the soils of Fenris with this foul demon weapon, traitor.
Arjak then tosses back the spear as Harkin descends from the tree line.
Our battle means nothing. The despoiler is already on his way. Fenris will fall.
What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40K. In this one, I will be going over the grimdark battles of the past to see if the answers that we got back then still hold up today. Now, if you don't know what Grimdark Battles is, basically it's a series that I started like 3-4 years ago, and it's a who would win type of battle. A death battle, if you will, where I looked at the weapons, the war gear, and the stats for each character that goes up against each other. Then I create a mock battle, and the winner is decided via a variety of things. At first, it was just via the lore, then I decided to include a poll, and most recently, I decided to go with a actual tabletop scenario. So some of these, like I said, don't have all three things to them. So with the new 9th edition rules and the lore changing from like 3 years ago to now, let's see if these winners still take the cake against their opponents. So this one is going to be focused on the Imperium against Chaos. So we have 3 matches to look at, starting with Dante versus Abaddon. So let's see how the first battle went.
Death and evil loom in the air. The Colosseum spectators are all uneasy at having such a foul and demonic being in their vicinity. However, this fight will continue. The gates open, and the 2 Astartes step out into the battlefield. In the name of Sanguinius, I shall vanquish you from existence. This will end just like the battle upon Horus's flagship did 10,000 years ago. Dante grips his axe Mortalis and charges forward, his jump pack propelling him like a golden comet. Talons clash against axe. Shing, shing, shing. With a quick thrust, Dante narrowly avoids Abaddon's Dracnian. At all costs, he cannot take a blow from this demonic sword. Not even his axe can parry it. Dante charges in once again, tackling the despoiler. However, Abaddon catches him and tosses him to the ground with a mighty thud. He laughs as he unloads his combi bolter into the fallen Blood Angel. Dante's Iron Halo absorbs most of this damage. Slash! Yet another epic miss by Dracnian. Dante fires a few shots from his Infernus pistol. However, Abaddon's armor swallows the melted charge whole. Stop these mere attacks already. Your foolish Primarch wishes to see you again. But I won't give you that luxury, Dante. Dracnian will feast on your soul for all eternity. These mere taunts don't faze the ancient Space Marine. Instead, Dante tosses all of his frag and kraken nades at Abaddon, showering him in an explosion of shrapnel. Knowing this wouldn't harm the Chaos War Master, Dante uses the dust from this explosion to cover his ascent into the sky. And with the force of an avenging angel, Dante hammers his axe deep into Abaddon. By the powers of the 4 Chaos Gods, Abaddon narrowly avoids death, the axe instead cutting deep into his shoulder. In retaliation, the talon of Horus pierces Dante's abdomen. Blood drips from these wounds as Abaddon laughs. Dante struggles to free himself, his vision now getting blurry. But just then, he sees his Primarch's face. He feels his battle brother's determination to avenge Sanguinius, and he knows he has to win, even if it means losing his sanity. Dante grips the axe, which is still embedded in Abaddon's armor, and with a blood-curdling yell, he slices clean through his shoulder and severs Abaddon's arm. The black rage has consumed Dante, and in this rage, he pulls out the talon of Horus from himself. Using both the axe and the lightning claws, he overwhelms Abaddon in a fury of attacks, and finally he lands another devastating blow, this time taking Abaddon's other arm. Now armless, Dante plunges Horus's talons straight through Abaddon's skull. The winner of this grimdark battle is Dante.
So originally we see that Dante was the victor. He took out Abaddon by taking out his arms, which I guess you can say it was kind of a meme battle, since Abaddon at the point in time didn't have a new model. He was still a metal sculpt, and it was just a hassle to have his arms glued in place and stay there without falling off. So Abaddon, the armless, the harmless, since he failed his 12 Black Crusades, ended up losing against Dante, the chapter master of the Blood Angels. Now, in today's lore, Abaddon would win. He's got too much going for him to actually, take out Dante. Dante is one of the oldest Marines, which, yes, that does mean he has a lot of tactics and battle experience to go off of. He's a chapter master. However, he has not crossed the Rubicon, so he is still kind of not in peak condition, along with him being pretty old too. That's not to say he's going to lose outright. It's still going to be a grueling battle, but at the end of the day, Abaddon is wielding Dracnian, which that sword can cleave through any invuln save, any armor save, and just obliterates him on the tabletop. Not just that, but the Talon of Horus, a weapon that a Primarch used. Abaddon just has too much going for him, and unfortunately I don't think Dante would be enough to take down the War Master of Chaos at this point. So with that being said, even though Dante is pretty much Guilliman's second in command of the entire Imperium, he would lose to Abaddon the Despoiler. Moving on from there, we have yet another battle between two awesome warriors of 40k, Kaldor Drago and Karn the Betrayer. So let's look at how that battle went around the first time.
Drago beat the Demon Primarch Mortarion in single battle. Listen, a non-Primarch Space Marine beat a Primarch that was empowered by one of the Chaos Gods. This is unheard of, guys. Primarchs are supposed to be the top of the top, and then they get that boost by being empowered by the Chaos Gods. But, Drago ain't having none of that. He literally beat him down, and he carved the name of his past Grandmaster into Mortarion's heart. Now that we know all the OP feats of accomplishments that this man has done, let's dive on over to his weapons and war gear. Nah, you know what? We don't even need that. After hearing this, we have a clear winner. Drago.
Karn versus Drago was a really fun one to do, and at the end of the day, as awesome as Karn the Betrayer is in combat, as awesome as he's done against a variety of opponents, Drago is just too much of a Mary Sue to lose. Drago just has everything going for him. He's tough, he's got the Titan sword, he's got psychic powers at his disposal, while Karn the Betrayer is a monster in close combat. He's also blessed by Karn, so if Karn does die, he'll come back over and over again. I don't think Karn, at the end of the day, can pull off a victory against somebody so powerful to be able to take out a Primarch, Mortarion. Yes, he did have some help with the prognosticars and knowing Mortarion's name, but in order to go toe-to-toe with the Primarch for as long as he did and still come out on top, that takes a lot. So it's a hard one because I could see Karn coming out on top maybe 4 out of 10 times, because Drago might believe that he's won and let his guard down, and then Karn would resurrect Karn, and then Karn could get in a few good hits or something. But it can go either way, but I still see Drago coming out on top. On the tabletop though, since Chaos doesn't have their updated rules as of yet for 9th edition, Karn is pretty much a beast in combat, but I still feel like Drago has too much going for him with his psychic abilities, and like that Titan sword is just like crazy in combat. So let me know if you guys disagree with this one, but I still gotta give it to Drago to take the victory on this. And with that being said, guys, we have one last matchup in this Imperium versus Chaos Grimdark battle revisit. So let's take a look at Harkin Worldclaimer against Arjak Rockfist.
A shadow streaks across the Fenrisian sky as Arjak tells the Kingsguard to alert Grimnar of the arrival of Abaddon's mouthpiece. He picks up his massive hammer and he heads out towards a clearing near a forest. A whistling noise gets louder and louder as the Space Wolf turns around and he grabs the Hell Spear.
You will not desecrate the soils of Fenris with this foul demon weapon, traitor.
Arjak then tosses back the spear as Harkin descends from the tree line.
Our battle means nothing. The despoiler is already on his way. Fenris will fall, and it's only a matter of time.
Foehammer then crashes through the Worldclaimer's chest as he hurls into the frost-laden forest. Trees break in half at the sheer force of the attack. The hammer then disappears, and Harkin finally is able to catch his breath, but then blood starts pouring from his mouth. Thunderous stomps can be heard getting closer and closer as Arjak is now running to deliver yet another thunderous blow. The Worldclaimer gets to its feet just before the heavy arc of the hammer makes contact. A massive crater forms at the shockwave, but Harkin has already counterattacked, his lightning claws digging their way through Arjak's Terminator armor. Rockfist's right side begins to bleed, but this means nothing to him as he lifts his anvil shield and brings it down upon the lightning claw, shattering Harkin's arm. Again and again he brings down his storm shield until crack! Harkin's right arm is ripped from his shoulder. The Black Legionnaire ignites his jump pack as he tries to put distance between himself and this massive space marine. But down comes Foehammer once again. The Hellsphere ignites in warp flame as he tries to parry the blow, and in that same motion, Harkin drives the spear into Arjak's midsection. Blood pours from the giant's mouth, but in a blood-curdling yell, he brings his hammer above his head, ready to strike the final blow. Just then, the jump pack roars, and the thrust sends his spear clean through Arjak as warp flame engulfs the marine, charring him from the inside out. The Worldclaimer kicks the dead, yet still standing Space Wolf down, and as his body falls upon the crimson-stained snow, so too does the Hell Spear, impaling the Fenrisian ground.
80 days.
This battle was probably one of my favorite to write and re-listen to. Like, the battle is just so epic. However, the winner was Harkin Worldclaimer. He's basically like, how do I put it? He's kind of like a scout for Abaddon. He goes to these worlds, throws his spear, and basically claims this planet for chaos. On the tabletop, I don't see this guy winning. He just doesn't have much going for him. Again, Chaos don't have their rules updated yet, so it's kind of like a older model with not much going for him in terms of combat. He's basically just a pretty model that you don't really use too often. He's more of a lore character than anything. Arjak Rockfist is amazing. He's brutal. Like, the dude is just a monster in the lore. He reminds me a lot of Thor, just as a space marine, and it's really cool how he's able to throw his hammer and recall it back to him. And because he does wield a thunder hammer, he's going to do tons of damage in combat. So I'm going to switch up the Victor in here and give it to the Space Wolf, Arjak. So again, guys, let me know if you guys feel like any one of these battles could have gone the other way, especially that Karn the Betrayer against Drago. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this, and stay tuned because I will be putting out more revisits to the Grimdark battles. And of course, if you guys want to suggest any other battles you want to see in the future for Grimdark battles, let me know down below. There is a playlist of all these battles. It's just so fun to see like a death battle-esque video on two awesome warriors of 40k. We do have Primarchs going up against each other, so it's fun. Like, I really love doing these, so of course they're going to keep on coming. But with that being said, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you guys do like what we do, hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe, share it to all your friends, and if you want to take that extra step, we do have a Patreon where a simple $1 pledge to us each month helps us bring you more 40k videos. As always, this has been The Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Peace.